At the end of last episode, we raised a question, saying that there is not so much curious person in the secretary's aid group. I asked for a blank question, why? Can you try who you want? Why is this? There may be several explanations, and the first one. Others do not have this curiosity, or have serious evidence of delaying words, and always remind themselves that I will ask and ask next time I meet. Everyone's IQ is collectively in the county, but they have never considered this issue. Everyone thought they knew who was free to try, so they didn't dare to ask, and there was no need to ask. His core ability to send free is to continue the team and hand it over to him. After learning this Kung Fu, you can be a fairy or a Buddha, which means that no one knows whether it is a home or a Buddhist. And what about 72 times? Is it a long life technique? To put it bluntly, it is a traffic attack. So how can outsiders judge the origin of the sending of empty space? We have explained earlier that magic is not divided into religion. Whether you are Buddhist or Taoist, you can use the same magic. Therefore, it is impossible to judge whether a person is Buddhist or Taoist simply from the perspective of magic. So since we can't judge from the magic, we can only guess from some Ju Samaji. So in this way, the air will look different in the eyes of different gods. The send air in the fairy of the flat scale, and then comes from Huagua Mountain in the East Xinjiang. This is the scope of Taoism's trial examples. It can be said that it is the hometown of the Tais Hang Laojuan. And the weapons used for free are just Rui Jingjue. This is the Bagua practice of the Tais Hang Laojuan. What would the gods think if they were sending the air to hold the weapons made by the old army of the Supreme Emperor? In addition, Yudi is so special about taking care of her before, and she specially went to see Pan Tao twice in a row. Everyone is not a fool, and there must be a big brother behind this monkey. If it is not Yudi, it can only be the Tais Hang Laojuan, so it is very likely that they are the subordinates of these two elder brothers. Then no one can give them face and they will never dare to ruin the good things of the elder brothers. So in the eyes of the Tais Hang Laojuan, what does it look like to send you air? This monkey comes from Huagua Mountain. He is very familiar with the weapons he has made in the past 2 years, but his magic is neither wrong nor wrong. His master, who had never missed his face at home, made the old army, and he was very serious about the situation. He didn't dare to take it rashly, so he could only observe secretly, investigate and find the truth. He was not afraid of sending air, but his biggest enemy was not dead yet. The Tais Hang Laojuan was so forgetful that Taida made the Taoist forces on Tianping even more responsible and thought that the old army was the subordinate of the old army, so they became even more ungrateful to the Tais Hang. All the old army's retreat came from his fear, so what was he afraid of? In short, the life of the empty life is a mystery. In order to understand the secret, everyone must ensure that this hero is healthy and alive, otherwise where can they resolve this mystery when they die? Therefore, with a natural foundation, the following plan can be successfully implemented. However, especially well said, the plan did not change quickly, and one by one accident almost made the reservation go to the dead. The plan to let Tathagata create a gift of empty space. First of all, let the identity of empty space be filled with mystery. In the previous program, we are analyzing this issue. The second is to make the air trip meet the conditions for recruitment. The reservation was to hand over the Huagua Mountain out first. Where is the Tathagata? He arranged for the blacks to block the Huagua Mountain, and the water was added to Donghai Longwang to take care of the management. All the hostile forces on Xiangfu Huagua Mountain arranged a group of monkeys, especially the 4-piece appearance pre-order to guide the next step of the action. After the monkey threw the Bagua from Huagua Mountain, he successfully became the king of Huagua Mountain. 300 years later, when the time is ripe and the guard is on the road of football. Tathagata pretends to be a false and does not mention it, and returns all the skills he has gained except compassion. After sending Kong Shui back, he killed the Meng Shi Meng Wang and started the killing mode, becoming the unique overlord of the one-sided side. Then, Shui Kong took back the equipment of the Zai Chakra from the East China Sea. Then, the first praise Bodhisattva arranged Gao Aaron to kill Shui Kong with the benefit of the Tathagata, but Shui Kong made a big fuss about the land. All of this was for the purpose of reunion, and this goal was to float. In order to recruit the ambush, Yudi reminded him to send the ambush to the position of Ma Wen. The gods of Tianting don't need to get up, so why do you need a Yang Ma? Why is the position of Ma Wen? It is just a vacant one. We have every reason to believe that Tianting did not need a Yang horse, but it was because of the purpose of sending air, and only the Jade land was left to create a Jade horse for sending air. In human society tomorrow's life, using monkey comma is a very common thing, and it is very suitable for free to do it. I did a good job at the beginning. Yudi's original plan was that after 20 days, wouldn't this performance of giving up the air? I'll get him promoted and then create an opportunity to steal the robe. If he was the crime of stealing the knife, he would definitely resist when he sent the air. At this time, Jade Land then wakes up the Tathagata and sends the auspicious wardrobe to the Buddha. Using this merit as a reason, Tathagata became a Buddha. Look at this sentence, how natural it is. But since he sent the air to Tianting, an accident happened afterwards, which had completely exceeded the control of Jade Land. The first accident was that Yudi ignored the little characters who could be a horse. They were just nailing the bad horse and warming the position. The third master cut it away in a few words. In order to capture this mistake, Jade Land arranged for the Unicorn Ghost King to send Kong to claim that he would win the sky. Of course, the King of Tota must fail to send Kong to the only corner, and then the second time he could find it. And the second accident, Yudi couldn't easily get Sun Wuxi to Tianling again, making him a great victory, and put the big victory next to the round robe. This is not the meaning of giving away the air to eat the plate robe. Yan Chao's plate robe has a big stomach. He has entered the month of June. After he had no choice, he arranged to send him to the plate robe to take care of the plate robe. At this time, Ing was no longer Ing, but she became Yang. The idea of letting the monkey go and see the robe, even the fool could tell what Yudi was thinking. However, there was a third accident. The monkey not only ate the plate of robe, but also stole the responsibility of the Taishang Laojuan. Yudi thought of 10,000 ways to deal with the old army, but he didn't expect that the old army of Taishang actually created a world like him, but the world was first responsible. So Yudi had to start in advance to dream of Song Wukong, but if Yudi really dreamed of Song Wukong in advance, wouldn't Tathagata have no chance to appear? So the fourth accident occurred, that is, since the 100,000 heavenly soldiers could not catch Song Wukong, especially the heavenly king of Tatali, who dared to offer the advice of resisting the Jade Land. At this time, the appearance of the Bodhisattva leads Erlangshen, the ace. Then there was a fifth accident. Yudi never expected that even if he caught Song Wukong, he could not kill Song Wukong, and the monkey finally fell into the old army. This accident after another made Yudi miserable, but he finally got a big surprise. Song Song was able to come out of the gossip, and he came to his eyes with a sudden break. Therefore, although the plan of Jade Land was unexpectedly followed, fortunately, it finally returned to the original Juman, and Tathagata Ryuan appeared. At the judgment meeting, Yudi invited the 5 elders of the 5 directions to come to make a plan for the Yudi to test the Bodhisattvas, but the Tathagata did not attend this session at all. Why is this? Because Tathagata knew it from the beginning. If he couldn't open, he just waited for the Jade Land to invite him, and he wanted the monkey. Song Kong was tested by the old army for 49 days. In fact, Tathagata was also well received at this time. This monkey cannot help but help the body. If you die, you will die. I was just talking in vain. It's another blessing, the sunlight is no longer repeated, and it's no longer. Let's summarize that Tathagata has mastered exclusive patented technology and is resurrected with souls. And Song Kong is not the first to compare visually. He has had experience in manufacturing energy and miscellaneous experience before. I would like to emphasize here that the master who can be mixed is too real. That is not a matter of the world of Journey to the West. However, the indigenous people of Journey to the West wrote that the Buddha's body with the speed of the flowers. The base of Tathagata is in the West, which is relatively original, but at the same time he has enough power to confront Taoism. There is a tomorrow's contradiction between Tathagata and the Supreme Old Army, and this contradiction is irreconcilable. We will analyze this in detail later. Finally, when Tathagata used Wuxing Mountain to suppress Song Kong, he said something, Tathagata took him in the past day, and the free people would come to him almost. This sentence is what Eugene saw later. Song Kong is a talented person and has the opportunity to use it in the future. At this point, even if the story behind our Journey to the West is over, the real story of Journey to the West has just been told. Open.